Welcome. Do you remember that time you had to jump across the elevator shaft to escape from Eddie? Well, thing is, darling, Eddie kinda disappears as soon as you get anywhere near the elevator. Like that. Boop, be gone. Eddie. Oh, and by the way, guess what? The guy in the attic, the one with multiple personalities and leading you up to Eddie Gluskin, he will be talking with his lips closed.
Our gender, a small piece of flesh between us and the blade. You want to give him to Gluskin.
Just as you're about to enter the prison block, you might notice a control room with a large window facing the recreation area down below. The window is going to be all foggy and shit, but still clear enough to see that battery on the desk. Can't go wrong with an extra battery in this place, right? Thing is, as soon as you've set foot inside the control room, the battery is no longer there. Whatever the reason. Speaking of non-existent nonsense, remember that time you got jumped while slinking around in the foggy courtyard right next to the hospital? So anyone would think it was a ghost because otherwise enlighten me how come even creeping with your back against the wall doesn't make any difference. Somehow they still managed to get the jump on you. What the hell? Speaking of Eddie, have you ever tried staying on this elevator without, getting off to get away from Eddie? I'm serious, don't get off, just stay there and watch what happens. And there he is, Eddie, behind the safety fence, watching you get crushed. But the thing is, darling, we're nowhere near the ceiling to get crushed. What is this? Speaking of Eddie, that fucking dumbass wouldn't even try to save his darling from getting crushed. See? There it goes again. I just get crushed out of nowhere. So that's just the script. The game kills you. Remember that part where, Eddie has you cornered inside the locker while you sweat like a sinner in church? Well, I have a question. Exactly how is Eddie dragging this locker? Because last I checked, there were no handles or straps, nothing to grab or give you a solid grip on this thing. And unless he just, stuck it under his arm and walked away, I know Eddie's he's no wimp, but still, we're talking about a full-grown man inside a locker with no visible straps or grips or anything like that. All I think about is you. Okay, so this one is gonna knock you out of your chair. See this window? The game wants you to just jump out into the courtyard below, and it's got Eddie to make sure you have no choice. But fuck it, we're violating this game every way it can be done. The trick is simple. Step up to the window facing a tad to the right. Now press jump, and before Waylon gets too far, back right up into the room. It's tricky, but works pretty well once you get the hang of it. And it goes like this. Just before you vault out of the window, you want to try and somehow stay inside the frame without actually jumping out. If you pull this off, you might just be one of the few people that have done it. Best part? Suddenly Eddie's gone, and this entire part of the vocational block is safe to explore. Just look at these lovely dummies wearing human heads. Man, you don't see this kind of shit every day. The guy playing basketball with a dude's noggin may look all tough, but you can mess with him just the same. It's a lot of fun, actually. Just look at him swinging and hitting nothing but thin air. Come on, man, give it to me.
Dressing skins or fuck off.
And by the way, he'll be gone as soon as you've climbed the ladder nearby. Just try climbing back down and see for yourself. His pals, on the other hand, will stick around like party with me. The building plan, the layout plan, whatever, in the vocational block literally says, in case of an emergency, don't cry. Just zoom in with your camera to see for yourself. There's exactly 50 dead bodies strung up in the gymnasium. I've kind of counted them all. This one is pretty childish and petty to point out, but this battery shouldn't be here by the time Miles finally comes through. Like, if it's there for Waylon to grab, how come it's not gone for Miles? I get it that grabbing it is optional, and, for all we know, Waylon might have never pocketed the damn thing to begin with, but still, let's talk about Fatso and Whistleblower. First and foremost, feel free to rage bait his fat ass into chasing you back out the way you came into the prison block. Since he was never scripted to be all the way up here, odds are he'll end up stuck on this dead guy slumped against the wall. Hilarity at its finest, if you ask me. Now fast forward to where you're just about to leave the prison block. He'll only chase you as far as this gurney. Suddenly, he'll knock it off and just stand there grunting and looking like a bad case of constipation. Look at him. Now, if you've got the gut to mess with him, feel free to ramp back over the gurney while he chases you up the hallway leading back into the prison block. Just watch it. Soon enough, he'll fall behind and disappear entirely. Where he goes is anyone's guess. This one never sat right with me, but why is Waylon always barefoot? Like, seriously, man, get some shoes before you step on broken glass or a rusty nail, because that'll throw you into a frenzy shuffle if you ask me. Did you know that variants in Outlast were never really coded to crouch? Like, seriously, the game covers that up pretty good by never giving them a chance to crouch, but if you try baiting, for example, this fella into following you through this hole in the chain link fence, this will happen. He will literally just stand there like a dumbass. Not to mention, this guy will call you Marco. What's up with that? I know the guy in the basement called Miles the exact same thing. I might be totally making this up, but towards the game's finale, as you make your way through the male ward, stop to look at these two Markov guys. For just a short bit, one of them will act a little weird, given the whole situation is a bloody mess. What is he doing? He's just staring at the wall, all right? That's a beautiful wall. This window coming back into the admin block early in the morning is cursed, or must be cursed. You can literally launch off the floor and jump right out into the dark void beyond, or feel free to shimmy around to see what else might be in store for you. Honestly, you don't have to deal with Jeremy Blair and, all that backstabbing nonsense. A glitch exists that allows you to skip that entire part. It goes something like this. Coming into the admin block from the male ward, there's this mesh door. And if you mess around with this door, you may be able to get up on top of this door. It's called writing doors or door hopping, whatever. So once you're on top of this door, you can obviously look around and see some pretty cool things, but, nothing we haven't seen before. So instead, I'm going to pan around and look inside this little room before jumping into it. That's the whole point. You jump inside. There's going to be, two doors. You cannot even interact with them, so that's all right. We can see more, behind the scenes stuff here, but really it's not that interesting. The whole point is I need to vault out of one of the windows to get outside again. Look at that. Look where we are. And by the way, you can actually climb back inside the same room to see this. So obviously it looks nothing like the room that... This is how Miles got inside in the first place, right? He came climbing into that window, but that room looked very different. Finally, we're outside and we didn't have to deal with, what's his name? That jackass. Jeremy Blair. But if you double back, suddenly he'll just pop into existence, Oh, and actually this glitchy hedge right outside the admin block to the left has survived since the first game. You can still work out a way to jump on top of it, then climb over the fence and, plunge yourself into dark void. There you go. Last but not least, the laptop Waylon is using in the final cutscene to leak all the dirt he's got on Markov has a key with a smiley face on it. The more you know. If you're still here, hanging around and watching, well, thank you for, bearing with me this long. This is the last video on Outlast that I will be releasing. Hope you guys had a good time. Thank you for watching. Take care.